All right, so today we're going to take another look at the 4Tec drift car from Traxxas. Today we are going to show it with a massive upgrade. That upgrade is the new Hobbywing XR10 brushless combo. It's a just stock ESC, 60 amp, very nice system. It's a 10.5 turn motor we're going to be using. It's basically 4,000 kV, 175 watts. It's got a lot more torque, a lot more RPM than the stock motor. And the main takeaway from this is that it's censored. A censored motor basically has a wire that goes from the motor to the speed control, and it allows the speed control to read what position the motor is in. Therefore, it can actually start at a very low RPM, which is really good for drifting. On this car, we actually tested it on my hardwood floors again, and this time it was much easier to drive, even though the stock configuration from Traxxas is incredible and it's definitely on the level of a really good drift car. This takes it to another level. It increases the control and the precision because now you can actually give less throttle to do the same thing. It's much smoother. It has more consistency and more torque. So you don't really need that much throttle. I was giving about 5 to 10% throttle to do the same thing where I was probably giving quarter throttle on the old system, and it's a lot smoother. So I found the car much easier to drive both indoors and outdoors, and it's a nice upgrade for $109.99. It doesn't break the bank. It's really inexpensive, and it is definitely something I recommend. This was done for a customer of ours. We put it in the car. He wanted to basically receive the car with the upgrade in it already. He didn't want to go down the route using the stock stuff. Now, there is one caveat with this. You do have to use a metal ring and pinion. Luckily, Traxxas makes that for the 4Tec four-wheel drive. It doesn't, it's not a retrofit. It doesn't go right in here. You need to use the same shaft from the four-wheel drive. You have to cut it down, and you actually have to use that and put it in. I still use the spool, so I take the old plastic pinion off the spool from the old setup. We put on the new metal gear, and basically it lets the car have more durability. With the stock setup, we ran it, and it didn't even last one run, and the plastic ring and pinion just basically stripped. It couldn't handle the power. So if you're gonna do the just stock, you have to upgrade your ring and pinion to the metal. We do it here for you if you want us to install it. It's about 150 bucks. To put the system in and put the new gears in. We also tune the car. We adjust the camber. By the way, just now that we're talking about camber, if you're gonna get a drift car, you're gonna have to get a really good camber gauge. Now, J Concepts, they make really good tools for measuring. This is machined aluminum. It's very precise. You know, a lot of people will buy the RPM one. I'm not a fan of that one because it's plastic. You really can't see the fine numbers on the dial. This one you can. It's much better, and it's very precise. Like I said, if you're gonna get this car, you want to adjust it out of the box. It's not going to be perfect from the factory. Essentially, it's 0 degrees in the rear and it's -4 in the front. You want to make sure every wheel is exactly where you know, in that measurement, all four, and in order to get really good performance. Otherwise, it's not going to be performing as good as it could. Another thing I want to talk about are upgraded wheels. So upgraded wheels are like, you have a company called MST. They're very big into the drifting game. They make beautiful wheels. Now, the thing about these wheels is you can actually control the offset because the centerpiece will actually slide in and out of the main plastic, and then you basically hit it with CA glue and you lock it in the position that you want it on. So like this one, the offset is set for the rear wheel. You can see that's pushed all the way out, and for an inner wheel, we push it all the way in. It's got the inner position, and then, you know, that's for the front wheel. And they basically are staggered. Now, the benefit of these wheels, in addition to the Yokomo tire on it, which has a really nice compound, is that they're lighter. They're lighter than the Traxxas wheels by about 2 ounces. We have a little scale here. Obviously, we measured it. It's a little over 2 ounces difference, and that's rotational weight. Rotational mass is extremely important in any car, especially drifting. So you're going to get a little bit more performance and precision with this wheel and tire. I highly recommend it if you're going to really get into this. I think it's about $40 or $50 to get a set of 4, and then, you know, you'll put it on the car and enjoy it. Now, like I said, the enjoyment factor goes up exponentially with this system. I took it in, indoors. We ran it around. I also went outside and I was able to do figure eights with the 2 cones set up. I wasn't able to do that so easily with the stock Traxxas setup. So with this setup, I was doing, figure eights through the cones. I was basically controlling the car much better. I wanted to also go over outdoor performance, which is asphalt. I noticed that on asphalt that has a very thick grain where you could actually look down and see the rocks in the surface, the car doesn't drive good at all. It's not even drivable, and it's not even worth reviewing. If people are reviewing it on rough surfaces outside, this car is not going to get a fair review because a rough surface like that is way too hard on the gyro. It can't handle all that information coming back to it. The wheels aren't really connecting, and it's not something that is even really recommended. A smooth surface on the outdoors that's recommended is maybe a tennis court, or a very refined asphalt that you don't even see the grain in it. Something that is newly paved, more of a new type of asphalt, but something that's really rough. Even concrete, some of the concrete doesn't work that well. But you're going to get most of your performance indoors or on a specific drift track. That's when you're going to get your best performance, and you're going to really see the differences. I cannot believe the difference I saw with this motor and speed control. It is really good, and I can't believe how cheap Hobbywing offers this for. The fan on the ESC is super quiet. You don't even hear it. It's like a whisper. The system runs so efficiently. I think you even get more runtime than a brush motor. It's just really nice system. You do have to solder the leads from the motor to the speed control. You want to try to keep them as short as possible so that they're not all bunched up. We try to do a good job here for our customer. It's not a big deal to keep the Traxxas connector on this. Usually we recommend EC5. The reason why it's not a big deal, it's a 2S system. It's not drawing that much power where you're going to run into resistance issues on the connector. So we did leave the Traxxas setup here. Traxxas connector on the speed control is fine. But overall, like I said, this is something that you want to look into. If you're into drifting and you want just a little bit more performance, you want to go for this. On the website, we have a package. If you pull up the car on our website, it'll show that, you could add this to the cart. It's about $150 to the main cost of the car, and it is a big difference. I do all the work for you. I adjust all the camera settings on the car. I make sure that when you get the car, it's perfect. And I think this customer is going to enjoy this car a lot. He's a big Traxxas fan, and he's very excited to receive the car. We're going to actually ship this out today, and we have a couple more orders to fill as well. A lot of people jumped on this right away because I am offering this as a good deal. It's a one-time offer. It's not going to last forever. It's just in the beginning, just to get a lot of these cars out at the best performance possible, so people are just getting into this. And I'm doing this as a favor to the RC community. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with friends, and please comments below. We like to hear your feedback. And if you want to support our channel and help our business, please buy the products from us. We have everything in stock. If we don't, you can call us up and we'll let you know when we're going to get them, but mostly everything is in stock. And anyway, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next review.